I want to try and design my own creeper farm. Why? Because I can. And I think it will be kind of fun and hopefully it won't be too difficult. And the reason I want to design a creeper farm is because I have a hardcore world and eventually I will need to build a creeper farm. And I could just take one from the internet and just copy it into my world, but I don't know, I just want to try something myself. And well, hopefully I won't regret it. So let's just start with the basics. You guys probably know that when you make a room that is completely dark, mobs will be able to spawn. But when we place slabs on top of the roof, creepers and spiders will be able to spawn, because creepers and spiders are shorter than zombies and skeletons. But we only want creepers, we don't want these guys. But spiders need a 3x3 block area to spawn. So when we just place some carpets on the ground, this should be enough, because now these areas are only 2 blocks wide. Only creepers will be able to spawn, and that is what we want. But there's something like a mob cap, and for hostile creatures, like creepers, the mob cap is 70. So when there are 70 hostile creatures in your world, no other hostile creatures will be able to spawn. And this really influences the spawn rates. So you will need to keep the mob cap as low as possible. And you could do this by lighting up the surrounding area so no other hostile mobs can spawn. But I'm in a super flat world, so I don't need to deal with that. So we need a farm which only spawns creepers. Well, we already have that in some sense. But we also need to kill these creepers as fast as possible because they are filling out the mob cap. So when they are killed faster, more mobs will spawn. So I could just use cats, which lead the creepers into a pit where they get burned by campfires, but that is kinda slow. As you can see, it takes a lot of time. And I mean a lot of time. So my goal is to build a creeper farm in which the creepers die pretty fast. It doesn't need to be the fastest, but I'm just curious if I'm able to build a farm that runs pretty good. So on one side, the creepers will need to be killed pretty fast. But there's also another tactic I can use. Because if I open my F3, you can see how many monsters are in this world, and when I place a creeper, you can see the 0 turns into 1. But if this creeper gets into a boat, just like this, there is a monster, but it doesn't fill the mob cap. So this is pretty useful in the farms, and it also works with minecarts. But boats are not able to move if you're not in them, so I want to try something with minecarts, because you can place a boat inside of a minecart, I think. Yeah, see, this is what I wanted to get. You can put a boat inside of a minecart, and now 2 mobs can get inside of this boat, and the minecart is still able to move, as you can see. It even moves by itself. So I want to use this for my farm design. So as you can see right now, I've made the minecart tracks into a circle, so when I put a minecart with a boat on top of the rails, creepers that will spawn should get picked up by this minecart and boat. So as you can see, I have a boat and a minecart, and now when a creeper spawns, it will get picked up by the boat. But I'm wondering, if I make this circle a little bigger, will the creepers also get picked up in the middle? Let's say a creeper spawns right here. Oh, it will get picked up. So I think this is the right size for the circle. But now the problem is we still need to kill the creepers in some way. I will need to think on that for a bit. Well, I could just place blocks on the rails and then they will die by suffocating, but I don't think that's pretty fast though. Let's see, if we have this and a creeper spawns, yeah, it will suffocate, but it does take a long time, as you can see. I think campfires are even faster, maybe. So I don't think that's the right option. So I've now created this. I've lifted these rails up a bit, so now each time in the corner the boat goes up just a small bit, and I thought maybe I can place some cauldrons in these corners. So when the creepers get in the boat and the boat goes up a bit because of this rail, they might burn because of the lava in this cauldron. Let's see. Oh, the creeper does get burned. That's amazing. And if I now also place blocks to suffocate them, it doesn't work. Well, that's not ideal. Well, the creepers are killed a bit faster than with just suffocating. So that's already a win. It's just sad that this doesn't work. Well, maybe I can try something else. But maybe if I just skip the whole boat thing, it will work. I will play a bit around and I'll see you guys when it failed or I found something. So I've created the same as that right there, but just with activator rails on this on these corners. But the problem is, because there is no boat inside of the minecart, the creepers don't really get picked up, so well, that's a problem. Okay guys, I have a new idea in mind. I've gone back to the circle instead of this, but because I realized something. I will turn on hitboxes for this, but as you can see, when there is a creeper inside of the boat, the hitbox comes out of this block. But a cauldron... Oh, actually a cauldron does also work. Well, I now realize a cauldron also works to burn the creeper. Well, my idea was to just use a flint and steel, but I didn't realize a cauldron could also work because there is just a gap underneath the cauldron, so I thought this wouldn't work because there isn't really lava right here, but the creeper is on fire, so I guess I don't need to use a flint and steel. Well, at least we learned something new today. So in theory, when I just have all of these cauldrons with lava and there is a creeper, he should, yeah, just instantly burn to that. So I actually think this design is pretty good. We of course do have these corners where the creepers, oh, they do get picked up though. Let's try to duplicate this in a, well, now we have just one, and let's do 3 by 3 just, I think. So I have this mod called, how is it called? Axiom. So now I can just stack it 3 times. Oh yeah, there can be 2 blocks because here the creepers will be picked up by this one. Here will be picked up by this one. So there are more spawning spots for less minecarts and boats because those will be laggy. But let's create a 3 by 3 grid. And they all work. And now, I don't know if spiders can spawn, but we will find out. The roof is filled in, but I will do the sides with some tinted glass so we can at least look inside. Just gonna go in spectator mode. Oh, that's not spectator mode. So now I don't stop these minecarts. And if I turn on my light mod, every block in here is dark, so mobs can spawn. And hopefully spiders won't spawn, but we will see. I will just fly up a bit. Well, I can turn on free cam. Hopefully some mobs will spawn. I don't see anything yet. Oh, there was a zombie and a creeper though. Because I forgot the first thing I told you in this episode, and that is of course the trapdoors on the roof. I'm just gonna make it a bit easier for myself. I'm just gonna lift off this roof. So now I can get inside easily. And as you can see, a spider did spawn. So that is a problem, I guess. So I have created something, but we will need to find out if it works. Now we just need a system on the bottom for the item collection. Okay, so I have this rail collection system, but I want to try and make a hopper minecart unloader. So, well, let's try that first. The minecart unloader has been built because if the minecart has some items in it, it stops and the minecart gets unloaded. And when it's unloaded, the minecart leaves again. I have let this project sit for a while because I didn't realize how hard it is to design your own farm. After I finished the collection system, I stacked a lot of these together and this was my first prototype. The only thing I changed were these carpets instead of all of these trapdoors. And I mean, this farm, it worked pretty great actually. As you can see, it produced a lot of gunpowder. But the only problem I had is that this farm is extremely big, also very difficult to build, and it is really laggy because of all the moving minecarts. As you guys can see, there are around 400 entities being loaded right now. So I tried something else, and this is my second prototype. This farm uses cats to scare the creepers and make them fall into this hole. And then the creepers get picked up by the minecarts. And at each corner there is an activator rail so that the creepers get out of the minecart and then they get pushed inside of this hole and die because of the dripstone. And this farm did also work actually. Not as fast as the previous farm, but this one also isn't that big. But the problem I had with this one, it's again pretty hard to build with all of these honey blocks. And the other big problem is the fact that the minecarts aren't really reliable. As you can see, they get stuck pretty fast. So this farm is pretty bad. But actually the first farm I made was pretty good. Yeah, it is pretty big, and yeah, there are a lot of entities, but it produced almost an entire chest of gunpowder in half an hour, so that is pretty good actually. So that means this farm right here produces almost 2 double chests of gunpowder, which is a total of 6,900 gunpowder an hour. And another great thing is the fact that you can make this farm as big as you want. I now have 4 modules, but you can build even more. Or you can make these modules even higher. So yeah, this farm is in fact pretty decent. But I don't think I will be building this farm in my hardcore survival because it will be pretty laggy. I just want to tell you guys something real quick. After recording this video, I saw Mango's creeper farm design and realized that mine is pretty similar to his. So I'll give him the credit. A link to his video is in the description. Make sure to check that out as well. This farm probably works a bit better than mine. But then I realized this is Minecraft and I can do what I want. So I began searching on YouTube for a creeper farm I really liked. And I came across this monstrosity. This is an insane creeper farm designed by MC. But I'm pretty sure he used the creeper farm design from Methods, the Nether Unloader from Mango, and the Shulker Loader designed by Minefarm3279. And MC combined all these parts into this amazing farm. And if I tell you guys that this is an insane farm, it really is an insane farm. Look how many gunpowder it produces. This farm produces 150,000 gunpowders an hour. And that is just insane. So yeah, I'm just gonna steal this farm. But of course, all of the people I just named will be linked in the description. But first of all, I will explain you guys how this farm really works. It is actually really simple. Under all of these nether portals there is a big room which is completely dark so creepers can spawn. There are of course trapdoors on the roof so zombies and skeletons don't spawn. And we also have these leaves which are all 2 blocks apart so also spiders won't be able to spawn. And because of this boat placement on the sea pickles, when a creeper spawns, it gets into the boat instantly. It doesn't matter which block the creeper spawns on. It instantly gets into this boat. And when it's in the boat, its head sticks out inside of this nether portal. And when the nether portal is lit, the creeper doesn't teleport through. And that is because the creeper is still in the boat. But for some reason, when there is a waterlogged stair next to this boat, the creepers get out of the boat. And now they can teleport through the portal. And when they teleport through, they fall down in this glass tube. The gunpowder just sits on the ground and gets collected by this hopper minecart. And the hopper minecart then gets destroyed, the items fall down this tube. And finally, the items get launched over this ice trail. And all of the gunpowder gets picked up by these hoppers. Eventually, all of the gunpowder gets collected inside of the shulker boxes. And once a shulker box is full, it gets replaced by a new one and the full shulker box gets put inside of this chest. So yeah, this is an amazing farm design, but I want to add one more thing myself. First of all, I will select this entire farm because I want to move it up 1 block. I want to add some redstone lamps underneath some of these leaves. So I have an on and off switch for the farm. And I did some testing and came to the conclusion that when I add a redstone lamp, with every time 3 leaf blocks in between, the whole farm will be lit up and turned off. So first of all, let's add all of these lamps with each time 3 leaf blocks in between. And after adding these lamps to the entire farm, it's time to connect all of them. And with our Axiom mod, this is pretty straightforward. And now with just one click of a button, I can turn on or off this entire farm. And as you can see, the whole farm is lit up. And I think that was everything I really wanted to add to this farm, because like I said, this farm is just amazing. It just does everything you want it to do. So with this on and off switch, I think this project is finished. We have an insanely fast creeper farm which we can build in our hardcore survival world. And that was the goal of this video. This video was pretty different compared to my normal videos, but I actually really enjoyed making this video. And if you also enjoyed this video, I am happy. So if you want to subscribe, you can always press that button, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya!